even we as a school, if I say that my teachers are aware of every career or every choice that a child has when he opts for science, when he's planning to take up science, then I'll be telling you a lie. The school is not such that the teachers are also aware of this to that extent. They cannot guide the child as far as life outside school is concerned and inform them about the different career options. That's not, we don't have that know-how, we don't have that knowledge. Our counseling psychologist, she's also picked up random things from here and there, but it's not that we are very well educated about it. So we thought it's essential to have a professional. And it is just because we've been thinking about this for almost 2 years. We've met a lot of people, but we've not arrived at any conclusion and found, because somehow in India, career counseling is something which is just left behind. And when our children leave and when my alumni come back, I realize that the different options that are available now, they are actually manifold, much, much more as compared to, what when you people were in colleges or what my children know of. There is a lot of there are a lot of careers which are across streams. So somebody is taking economics and along with economics he is studying history, or somebody is studying physics, along with physics he is studying history, and these are the future careers. Yesterday, I spoke to these children and I asked how many of you want to become engineers, and I told them 75% out of 60 students want to become engineers. Does the country need so many engineers? We really have to think. And if we are thinking that all of us are going to get into IIT, statistics do not prove that too, right? So we have to actually look at those statistics which we don't have. Probably listening to Mr. Shobhit, some solutions might emerge. It is one thing that we think that we want the child to do only and only this. That's okay, that's your bent of mind. But there is no harm in being a little more aware so that if plan A doesn't work, at least we know of some plan B. We can discuss that. कुछ हमारी कंट्री में हम लोगों को कुछ बदलाव लाना ज़रूरी है. By and large, पेरेंट्स बच्चों की बात सुनते भी हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर पेरेंट्स के लिए रेवरेंस बच्चे की इतनी ज़्यादा होती है कि अगर हम ये भाषा बोल रहे हैं बचपन से कि ये बच्चा साइंस लेगा या ये बच्चा डॉक्टर बनेगा, तो वो बच्चा सुनते सुनते उसकी कंडीशनिंग हो जाती है. वो बनना चाहता है कि नहीं, ये उसके दिमाग से चला जाता है. बट क्योंकि इतना रिस्पेक्टफुल एटीट्यूड है बच्चों का पेरेंट्स के लिए, इसलिए बच्चे को लगता है कि यही मेरी चॉइस है. इसलिए उसको वेल इन्फॉर्म करना थोड़ा ज़रूरी है. दिस इज़ जस्ट द फर्स्ट सेशन. And Mr. Shobhit will talk to you about it. So it's going to be a brief session. आपके जो भी सवाल हों, प्लीज़ आप उनको पूछिए. अगर वो जवाब आज नहीं होंगे तो वो जवाब ढूंढने की कोशिश ज़रूर करेंगे. Maybe we will go in for another session if required.
Good morning, Vande Mataram. How many students? Can you just raise your hand? Students over here, raise your hand, please. Okay. And these are all class 10 standard students? Okay. Yes. Career is something that is different from a job, right? Do you have an understanding that how a job is different from a career? Job is something that even now, if you want to take up, you can take it up. You're so qualified that if you were to get a job of 10,000 rupees to 15,000 rupees, your parents have educated you so much that you can get a job instantly. Take my word for that. But what is it that I have to do? मुझे क्या करना है? मुझे एक जॉब करनी है या मुझे अपना करियर बनाना है? करियर का अर्थ होता है एक फुलफिलिंग लाइवलीहुड को हम क्रिएट करें, जिसको हम एंजॉय भी करते हैं और उसमें हमारी काबिलियत भी होती है. I have an interest in it, and I also have the right aptitude for that. तो हमें अपने आप से सवाल करना होगा कि हम क्या ढूंढ रहे हैं. हम जॉब करना चाह रहे हैं या फिर हम एक करियर को बिल्ड करना चाहते हैं जहाँ पर I'll be very happy, I'll be earning good money, and in a positive way I will be able to contribute to the society also, right? Now, what is my role in that and what is the role of parents in this is very important to understand. And as parents, we understand, हमको ये समझ में आता है कि हमारे बच्चे कुछ ऐसा पेशा चुने जिसमें खूब कमाई हो उनकी. हाँ, एक्चुअली हर पेरेंट यही चाहता है. कोई ऐसा पेशा चुने जिसमें हमारे बच्चे की खूब कमाई हो. अब यहाँ पर दो एंगल आते हैं. एक एंगल आता है लड़कों का, एक एंगल आता है लड़कियों का. वन फॉर द बॉयज़ एंड वन फॉर द गर्ल्स. आई नो स्टेटमेंट्स जहाँ पर पेरेंट्स कहते हैं हमारी बेटी को मत कहिएगा, उसको जो पढ़ना है पढ़ ले, लेकिन उसकी जिम्मेदारी तो पहले परिवार को देखने की है. तो उसको जो है शादी हो जाएगी और वो अपना घर देखेगी. तो जब लड़कियों की बात आती है और कहते हैं कि पहले लड़कियों को क्या चुनना चाहिए, करियर या परिवार, तो माँ बाप कहते हैं स्वाभाविक बात है, भारत में रहते हैं, बेटी को करियर ही परिवार को ही तो चुनना होगा. तो ये एक ऐसा पहलू है जहाँ पर माँ बाप को स्पष्टता रखनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट पेरेंट्स हैव क्लैरिटी ऑन दिस एस्पेक्ट. Why are you educating your girl child and for what? Now coming to boys. Boys, it is understood in the Indian society that by default, boys have to earn money. Yes or no? Yeah. So parents are saying, yes, this is an absolute truth. Boys have to earn money. But for girls, even if you don't earn money, you just look after the house, you are good enough. Yes or no, parents? Yes. Is this the acceptable norm here in India? Yeah?
My niece. So she had a brilliant education and she was a brilliant student. So eventually, when she had to get married, her concern was that find a boy who earns more than me. Because at age 35, she had a very high package. She said, I'm okay with whatever you find. I don't want to find anyone. You find, but find somebody who earns much more than me or at least more than me. The reason, I'm okay with he earning less, but he will not be okay earning less. If he earns less, he might interfere with my career. And even if he does not interfere with my career, there are little things in the house which will happen, which will make me unhappy. Such a logical thing to say. That is basically, we have to look at the society's mindset also. So this angle is also there.
Yes, ma'am, totally. It is very important that these healthy conversations begin in the home, little conversations. So today, this session is going to make you more informed and aware that this is the right time for parents and for students to begin that sort of a conversation. So I represent Golden Future, and I've been in this profession for the last 15 years in Lucknow. And these are the certain tools that we see that you see on the screen board when we do a career counseling program. Some flip charts, worksheets, workbooks, learning cards, etc. are used. Now, it is said that you should never give up on your dreams, right? And so you see here in this picture that there is this very nice baby rhino, and he's thinking about something, that I want to become something in life. But what is it that baby rhino wants to become? It wants to become a what? Unicorn. Is it possible? Is it possible? Children? Huh? So then what? Then what? Matching of your aspirations and potentials is very important. Your dreams need to be realistic, right? And how would I come to know that my dreams are realistic? There was this movie which said कि ख्वाब देखना बंद मत करो, जैसे भी ख्वाब देखो, लेकिन ख्वाब देखना बंद ना करो. लेकिन हम लोग कहते हैं कि ख्वाब रियलिस्टिक भी देखें. रियलिस्टिक क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी क्या इंटरेस्ट है और हमारी क्या योग्यता है. What is my aptitude? I should know that. For example, there was this girl who could sing really well, and but she was not interested. She could sing like really well. So the parents said that let her go in Sare Gama Pa competition, and even if she comes amongst the top 15 finalists, she'll have something, credibility, etc. But the girl was not comfortable singing in public. Do you think that that girl should make a career in this field? Vice versa. There's this boy who can sing all right. And the parents, since they come from a musical family, they said that हम अपने बच्चे को खूब अच्छी ट्रेनिंग देंगे, बेस्ट ट्रेनिंग देंगे, और ट्रेनिंग देना शुरू कर दिया. But the vocal cords of the boy do not support that sort of a playback singer skill requirement. And do you think that the parents and that boy himself is doing justice to his time? Tell me. So therefore, the matching of your aspirations and potentials is very important. Now, this was a survey done on career choices, and we see that the influence, maximum influence that is there on the child to make a career decision is that of the parents, 45%. Teachers are there, but it's only 20%, friends and others. In certain cases, we see where children do not listen to the parents, and they tend to listen to their friends, and then that's a different case. But overall, in majority, it is the parents who are able to shape up what the child plans to do in future. We see, हम लोग society में देखते हैं कि businessman का बेटा है तो क्या करेगा? Business ही तो करेगा वो. Doctor है, हाँ doctor बनेगा बेटा. Lawyer है तो lawyer करेगा. So that's sort of a trend we see in the society, and we also see somewhere the mother and the father also telling the child, हाँ जब मन हो तो बेटा office आ जाना, देखना पापा क्या काम करते हैं. Yeah, if the mother is working, then they will say आकर एक बार देखना कि मम्मी क्या करती हैं, ऐसे तुम थोड़ा देखोगे, सीखोगे. So things like that. But what is career guidance? Career guidance is about understanding yourself in terms of my interest, my aptitude, and my career beliefs. Career guidance is a 4-step process, and today we will talk about these. The first step in particular. The second step is understanding the world of work, which means understanding all the possible available career options. So as ma'am said, that so many options have opened up, and that could be more than 500, more than 1,000 career options that are there. I'd sent a form to all the students to fill, and I just asked 10 names, 10 career names. And majority of the names that I could see were related to science careers. Out of 10, 5 names were related to science careers. Engineer, doctor was a standard answer I saw everywhere. But then there is much more to that. And do I know it? So let me give you an example. You know, there is a box of chocolates made in Lucknow. Box of chocolates, number 1. Box of chocolates made in Lucknow, made in India, and all the chocolates from abroad. Now, you as a student, you have the opportunity to select only one chocolate from one box. Which box will you select and why? Yeah, first box is chocolates made in Lucknow. Second box is chocolates made in Lucknow, made in India, and made in from all the countries worldwide. You can select only one chocolate from either of the boxes. From which box you would select your chocolate and why? How many will select from the first one? Can you just raise your hand? How many will, okay, let's start. How many will select from the second one? Raise your hand. Okay. And how many will select from the first one? Raise your hand. And there were certain students who didn't raise their hand in both the cases. So they're thinking, they really don't know what to do. Now, why would you select from the second one? Tell me.
Because I'll be able to taste unique taste from all over the world, hence I would
You
choose
can take only one chocolate.
Yeah, but there is a possibility that I get a chocolate from Switzerland or any good European country.
Okay. Are you a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian?
I'm a vegetarian.
But what if a chocolate has egg or animal fat in it? Made in Switzerland chocolate?
Now that's a destiny, it's not in my hands.
Would you be happy with that?
If I know, maybe I would be like kind of disappointed in myself.
But you chose that destiny, no? You had a choice initially. And you chose that chocolate made in Switzerland thinking you'll get an opportunity to taste the best thing. You tasted it, and now you're disgusted.
But kind of we need to stand out of the crowd. Everyone's choosing from box number one. I should be the one to be unique. Everyone is going to choose from the box number one and going to taste the dairy milk again and again. I don't
All
want
right,
to.
let's appreciate for him. Let's clap for actually expressing and having that courage to try something new. But the point over here to understand is that the chocolate box will come with a list of ingredients, right? And so when I choose my chocolates from chocolate box, I have a variety of options to select. And mind you, I said you have chocolates made in Lucknow also from that chocolate box number 2. I said that also. So there could be a possibility that after selecting your box number 2, you select a chocolate made in Lucknow. Yes or no? Huh? And now if I ask you, there are 2 friends. One is Jogendra and another is Suraj. So Jogendra meets Suraj, who has selected a career. So these chocolates are similar to careers. He chose a career that he can pursue in Lucknow, right? Who chose it? Suraj. So now Jogendra comes to Suraj and says, Suraj, what are you doing these days? He says, I'm working in Lucknow and I'm working as a metallurgical engineer in my dad's business. He says, क्या यार इतना पढ़ लिख कर तुम यहीं लखनऊ में बैठे हुए आई पिट्टी पता है मैं कहाँ पर हूँ आई एम इन लंदन एंड आई एम वर्किंग इन गोल्डमैन सैक्स कंपनी क्या लाइफ है मेरी यू आर मिसिंग आउट सो मच इन लाइफ नाउ अगर जोगेंद्र ने सूरज को ऐसे कहा तो सूरज कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा सूरज ने एक चॉइस लिया था कि उसको लखनऊ में अपने फादर को बिजनेस करना है उसके पास ढेर सारे करियर ऑप्शंस थे उन सबको उसने असेस किया था समझ लिया था प्रोज एंड कॉन्स पापा मम्मी के साथ डिस्कस किया था अपने खुद का विश्लेषण खुद की अपने सेल्फ का एनालिसिस किया था और ये डिसीजन लिया था सो व्हाट विल सूरज विल से Jogendra, I really appreciate your thoughts and your concern for me, but let me tell you, I'm so happy in my life. I'm so happy to do what I was destined to do, and I'm pursuing it. I enjoy it every day. But you know what? I would not have enjoyed myself in London at all. Like, let me tell you outright. Maybe it's for you. Go ahead with that. This is self-confidence. This is self-efficacy. Yes or no? Huh? Whatever I choose to do in my life, whatever career, whatever profession I choose for myself is chosen on a set of understandings which has given me the confidence to answer to anyone who's trying to make me feel small. Yes or no? Because I know what I have chosen for myself is the best thing. I like white color, for example, and you like red color. She likes yellow color. Can I say that your choice of color is not good? Had you chosen white, you would have really enjoyed yourself. Tell me. And is this right? Is this right? You are a cardiologist, and another friend is a intellectual property right lawyer. Can they say to one another that, यार तुम्हारा profession बहुत अच्छा है, मेरा profession इतना अच्छा नहीं है? Or can there be a teacher, right, and say, अरे क्या बन गए, teacher ही बन गए हम तो? Is it the same? This boy said that he's a vegetarian, right? And if he's forced by his friends or family to eat a non-vegetarian chocolate, would he be happy? But the chocolate is made in Switzerland. But the chocolate is something what the world aspires. You'll get an opportunity to try something new, even what you're destined for something bad. So the idea over here is to understand the world of work. The amount, the range of career options available in front of me, if I have not studied that, I should not make a decision about my career at least. Yes or no? Are you with me? Are you with me? Say a big yes if you are with me. Yes. Great. The third is develop career alternatives, which means that I should have a backup plan. COVID came in, and we saw that businesses were being shut down, professions were being changed, and people were literally ruffled कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, अब ये तो लग रहा है कि कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. ऐसे टाइम के लिए बैकअप प्लान होना चाहिए. I had a student who come to me from Loreto, 95% class 12 pass out, 3 बार नीट का एग्जाम दिया, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज नहीं मिला, प्राइवेट कॉलेज मिल रहा था. पेरेंट्स वर नॉट एबल टू अफोर्ड दैट फीस ऑफ अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज बिकॉज ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 5 years लगभग 80 लाख से 1 करोड़ का खर्चा हो जाता है फॉर एन MBBS सीट. So the parents said very specifically to the girl that you have to do it on merit. If you get a government college, then you go ahead. And somehow during her growing up years, she was fed by society, parents, that doctor hi banna hai. 3 years, 95% holder in science, PCB, a girl from Loreto, and she came to me depressed, unhappy. So having career alternatives is very important. And then we had to show her what are the other options available in front of her within that same stream, considering the constraints that are there. And she had this question that, sir, I'm such a good student. Only if my father could afford that sort of a fees, I would have become an MBBS graduate. But then facing the reality is very important. The parents have another siblings. They have more children. And they have to accumulate a certain amount of money for their marriage and for the welfare of the family, health resources, etc. So don't you think it becomes important even for the parents to talk and discuss about these matters and not see it as a shame? Tell me, parents, do you think it's all right to discuss openly these matters with your children? And children, when you would learn about these matters from your parents, you would understand this with a lot of wisdom. You will understand this from a sense of preparedness for life, or you would see it as something, as a shortcoming. Tell me. Students, I'm just giving you a scenario. I'm not saying that your parents cannot afford. I'm not saying that. They could be, they would be, but just giving you a scenario. And then the fourth step is about career preparation, which means that whatever I've selected, your age is 15, 13, 16, 10 years down the line. What is, if you want to become an actuarial scientist, for example, then what are the various milestones I'll have to cross? In 11th, what subject stream I should select, subjects I should select. After my class 12th exams, which college I can get into. For that college, which entrance exam I need to appear, I need to clear. What will be the cutoff required? Do I want to study in India? Do I want to study abroad? Don't you think it's a project within itself? Tell me. It's a project within itself. And this project can be done in 1 month, 1 week? No. It would require a certain amount of time. And now is the right time for you to start thinking. Use your social media. Use your Google for all these searches. Now, coming to the first aspect of career counseling, it is about understanding your interest, aptitude, and career belief. What is interest? Interests are your patterns of likes, dislikes, and influences. मुझे क्या पसंद है, नहीं पसंद है, किन चीज़ों से मैं प्रभावित हो जाता हूँ. मम्मी वो पहले तो फुटबॉल में बहुत अच्छा लगता था, लेकिन अब फुटबॉल में मज़ा नहीं आता. फुटबॉल अब हमको अच्छा नहीं लगता खेलने में. मुझको क्रिकेट में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है. So interests, they change. It could be influence. क्यों? क्योंकि सूरज जो है अब वो क्रिकेट खेलने लगा है, तो मुझको अब फुटबॉल में इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, मुझको क्रिकेट खेलना है. Something like that. Something that will draw your attention, something that will evoke your curiosity. एक उत्साह रहेगा, उसमें enthusiasm भी रहेगा, उस चीज़ को दोबारा करना चाहेंगे बार बार. वो इंटरेस्ट होगा. तो हमको समझना होगा कौन सारे वो फील्ड्स हैं जहाँ पर मुझको वो इंटरेस्टिंग लगती हैं, मेरी रुचि उसमें आता है, हाँ मेरा शौक उसमें डेवलप होता है, और किन चीज़ों में आई डोंट हैव एन इंटरेस्ट. नाउ सी, दिस यंग मैन हैज़ एन इंटरेस्ट टू जॉइन द आर्मी. डू यू थिंक दैट ही विल क्वालिफाई? ही हैज़ अ deep interest. No. So therefore, it is very important to understand that your interest is different from your aptitude. What you what you really want to pursue, but what you are capable to pursue. There's a difference. What you really want to pursue and what you are capable to pursue. These are two different things. So what you are capable to pursue, it could be developed with tuition, it could be developed with practice. But the question over here is, are you easily able to excel in it? Are you naturally gifted for that? Are you made for that? Or you have to put in a lot of effort, बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती, कर तो लेते हैं, लेकिन मेहनत बहुत करनी पड़ती है. So this is what I need to understand. And so activities you are naturally good at. वो क्या होगा? Students, aptitude. Matters a person wants to pursue further? Interest. Affected by external influences? Next, activities that do not bore a person? Yes. Activities that you do not find difficult? Yes. And not affected by external influences? Aptitude. So having that very clear understanding within myself about my interest and aptitude is important. Now, career interest, occupational preference, after understanding what I like, what I don't like, what I'm capable of, what I'm not capable of, there could be chances that in spite of that, I'm not able to really understand the field that is made for me. And therefore, there are certain tests, like an interest test, like an aptitude test, that enables the child to scientifically understand that which field I'm most suited for in terms of my interest and in terms of my aptitude. But that is not the end parameter. It is just the beginning of something, something to discuss and explore further. I'll move on, and I want you to discuss with your friend sitting next to you that what is more important, aptitude or interest? Can you do that quickly? Not the parents. It's for the children. Very quickly. What is more important, aptitude or interest when you have to decide your career? So what do you think? What is more, is interest more important? Raise your hand. Few hands up. Is aptitude more important? Raise your hands. Few hands up. Are both the things important? Few hands up. So, thank you. So we see that interests can change over a period of time. And we also understand that aptitude is something which is learned and developed. But an overlap of the two is what we need to look at. Like interest without aptitude or aptitude without interest. रुचि है लेकिन योग्यता नहीं है. योग्यता है लेकिन रुचि नहीं है. वो ठीक नहीं है. रुचि भी हो और योग्यता भी हो तो वो हमारा पोटेंशियल होता है, वो आपकी क्षमता होती है. तो हमको क्या ढूंढना है करियर, जब हमको अपना करियर सिलेक्ट करना होता है, हाँ, इन दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन, अ ब्लेंड ऑफ द इंटरेस्ट एंड एप्टीट्यूड वुड बी माई पोटेंशियल. इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? नाउ some points about career beliefs I want to bring to you is that there could be certain convictions, notions, and mindsets that are already there towards a certain career. And it could either block your career development or it could support your career development. As a career counselor, I tell parents and children that all careers are good careers. Maybe I'm good in history, but I'm not good in mathematics. But the teacher in the school said, Renu, you're not intelligent. So Renu is a student, and the teacher of mathematics tells Renu that Renu, you've scored less marks in maths, and so you're not intelligent. Should Renu accept this statement? Why? But Renu is good in history. She's good in history, she's written articles on history, and you talk to her, she seems to be like a mini encyclopedia on the modern civilization, on the medieval civilization, the ancient civilization, not only of India, but globally. Don't you think she would qualify to be a good historian? Don't you think that she could qualify to be a good archivist? A curator? Yeah. So there are so many options. But if Renu, in that moment, believed that I'm not good enough, And it could be vice versa. Maybe parents could say that to Renu. बेटा तुम तो मैथ्स में अच्छे नहीं हो, अब तो तुम इंजीनियर नहीं बन पाओगे, तुम्हारे जीवन में क्या बचा अब? हाँ? Or you have taken commerce. अच्छा, what you've taken? Humanities, psychology. पता है, ज़्यादा अक्ल नहीं लगानी पड़ती उसमें. साइंस वाले बच्चे इंटेलिजेंट होते हैं. So there were two parents talking to one another. And so this is Shalini Bhabhi and this is Rekha Bhabhi. So Shalini Bhabhi talks to Rekha Bhabhi and says, भाभी जी आपकी बेटी क्या कर रही है? वो ना उसने तो साइंस लिया है, फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ रही है वो, और वो तो इंजीनियर बनेगी. तो कहते आपकी बेटी क्या कर रही है? कहते ना वो ह्यूमैनिटीज़ लिया है, वो कह रही है कि मैं फिलोसोफर बनना चाहती हूँ. अच्छा अच्छा. And then she tells, पता है उनकी बेटी इंटेलिजेंट नहीं है, हमारी बेटी बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है, साइंस लिया उसने. Now tell me, is this true? This girl who's taken humanities, उसके 93% आए थे 10th में. And it was a conscious decision कि मुझे humanities के subjects लेने हैं. Look at Barkha Dutt. Look at all these journalists out there. Look at some great philosophers that you have. तो ये जो एक कंडीशनिंग होती है, ये जो करियर बिलीफ होते हैं कि कुछ करियर तो बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ करियर बहुत खराब. लेट्स टेक अ क्विक एग्जांपल एट दीज. इफ आई कैन गेट इनटू आईआईटी एंड देन डू एन एमबीए, माय करियर इज सिक्योर. ये क्या है? ये ट्रू है, वेरी ट्रू है, नॉट ट्रू है, क्या है? कह रहे वेरी ट्रू है. हाँ. So these are all career beliefs. Nursing is a good career for boys. True, not true, very true. Why true? See, you need to know. If you're saying no, why? If you're saying yes, why? Huh.
Again, that point comes from the interest.
Huh. Interest, aptitude. Generally, now see, it could be not, it is not true, it is not very true, but true. And why it will only be true and not very true and not true? Because by nature, by default, women have a more softer way of approaching compassion, empathy, and men are a little more practical oriented. But there is this gender spectrum, and within that gender spectrum, some men could do really well in this profession. अगर मुझे कोई चीज़ में रुचि है, इसका मतलब मैं तो अच्छा कर ही लूँगा उसको, मैं उसमें अच्छा हूँ. Not true, not true. Luck is all that matters. भाग्य में होगा तो सब मिल जाएगा. What is भाग्य? What is bhagya? When preparation meets opportunity, that is bhagya. Only if I'm prepared enough and I come across and meeting someone and they start questioning, and because I was prepared, I give my answers, you get an opportunity and you become lucky. That is all. That is what luck is. That is what bhagya is. The girl's first responsibility is to the family, career comes later. A point of debate, maybe not socially correct answers we need to give, but we need to really think deep down within, introspect, and come to an understanding. So career beliefs are ideas about a career. These are deeply held convictions about a career. These are certain attitude towards a career. These are not always accurate. In today's time, government job मिल जाएगी बहुत अच्छा, secure, safe, best. बैंकिंग में चले जाओ, रेलवेज में चले जाओ, सिक्योर जॉब में, बेटा दिस इज द बेस्ट थिंग, लाइफ सिक्योर होगी तुम्हारी. What is this? This is a certain attitude and a belief towards a career. And when careers are decided, parents, please note, it is very important to tell your child, if you come from a service class background, if you come from a business class background, that beta, if you are selecting these careers, there is a possibility that you would not live in Lucknow with us, you will have to move out to your new city. If you select these careers, then probably we'll be able to help you and guide you and you will be living with us. You have one younger sister, one elder brother, and but it is okay. You can go out. भैया घर में रहेंगे हम लोग को ख्याल रखने के लिए. Do you think such a conversation should be done with your parents, with your children?
Yes.
Maybe not now, but when the right time comes, it's very important to keep this understanding in your awareness. आपको लगता है ये awareness हमको रखनी चाहिए? इस तरह की बातों को हमको अपने बच्चों के साथ करनी चाहिए? और मान लो अगर parents ये बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, then students, do you think it becomes your responsibility to talk about these things with your parents? Or with your immediate guardians who are responsible for your life? So when I do comprehensive career counseling one-on-one, these are also certain angles that I look into, especially when I'm talking about girl students.
कितने लोग ऐसे जिनको लगता है कि it doesn't matter wherever the child goes, finds a career, I'm okay with it. How many of you feel that? But and how many of you, let's not be fence sitters, कोई जवाब ज़रूर दीजिए. How many of you feel कि नहीं मेरा मन ये चाहता है that the child should be somewhere close, if not Lucknow then in the vicinity, कोई जगह आसपास होगी. कितने लोग ऐसा चाहते हैं? But there is a large percentage, कितने लोग ऐसे जिनका ना यहाँ कोई व्यू है ना यहाँ कोई व्यू है? क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों ने तो हाथ खड़ा नहीं किया. देखिए अगर हम लोग इस चीज़ के बारे में सोच नहीं रहे, if we are not raising the hands, we can understand that we are not thinking about it. Then please start thinking about it. Let me take you back to COVID. This is a very, very, what he has said, that's why I'm prompted to speak about it. This is, again, we all pick up things from, what we experience around us. After COVID, the parents who I'm meeting, interacting with while admitting the children, there are a lot of them who have left their careers abroad. There are a lot of them who have left their careers in South and other cities to be closer to their parents. Because either they've lost one, and they say that you see, this is a place, my wife's parents stay, we can reach there in an hour. My parents stay here. I lost my father or I lost my mother, and I felt that this is something which is very essential for life. This is also something we have to deeply, deeply talk about this with our children, कि तुम यहाँ से कितना दूर जा सकते हो, will I be happy अगर आप दूर होगे कि नहीं, उसके pros and cons क्या है. देखिए, when long years back, probably every society, all that it has faced, उसी तरीके से हमारी conditioning हो जाती है. हमारी country ने partition face किया, इसलिए बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे थे जिनके लिए अपना घर चलाना was a challenge, एक struggle थी, financial challenge. So that generation overcome that. Second generation आई, that was a little comfortable. जो आप parents की generation है, third generation, after partition, that is much more comfortable. और आप लोगों के पास एक particular financial resources हैं जो आपका बच्चा रोज़ देख रहा है. शायद वहाँ तक पहुँचने के बाद आपको लगता है कि मेरे पेरेंट्स ने अपना जितना उनके पास था, अगर उनके पास 100 रुपये थे तो मैंने अपना जीवन 500 से शुरू किया, मेरा बच्चा 5 लाख से शुरू करना चाहिए. दिस कंसिडरेशन, इसको प्लीज़ बार बार सोचिए कि शुड दिस बी दी ओनली कंसिडरेशन या मुझे इसमें और भी कुछ डालना है. क्योंकि लाइफ के लिए एक स्टेज के बाद you don't need too much money, you probably need more people with you. So this is something we really need to speak about with our children and also about our finances. बहुत से घरों में ऐसा होता है कि जैसे फादर ये कहना नहीं चाहते कि if I will send you abroad or if I will send you to a private college, I will be left with no money. Don't become so vulnerable. ये बात बच्चे से करनी ज़रूरी है, उसको भी अपने जीवन में अपने finances को मैनेज करना है. इट्स एसेंशियल टू हैव नो इनहिबिशंस. आपने जितना कमाया है बहुत कमाया है एंड यू शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ दैट. डोंट फील शाई that I cannot tell this to my child. It is high time that with children of grade 7, 8, 9, we talk about financial literacy, we talk about money, because बाहर की सोसाइटी में जो हमारा बच्चा देख रहा है वो तो सिर्फ करोड़ की बात सुन रहा है, which is not a reality, which is not a professional reality. We all know the uncertainty. सो दैट्स वाई डोंट फील शाई ऑफ टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस कि हाँ हम लोग सब एज अ फैमिली एक साथ रहना चाहते हैं, तो हमें कहाँ के आसपास के कॉलेज ढूंढना है, कहाँ जाना है काम करने. उनका बेटा अमेरिका गया, बट मुझे बर्लिन नहीं भेजना है तुमको. तुम जाना चाहते हो कि नहीं जाना चाहते हो. दीज चॉइसेस आर वेरी एसेंशियल.
I want to add on to what ma'am said. ये बहुत important point है. I want to quote an example of a student of Millennium School. So that boy was a very bright boy, and he started preparing to study abroad after class 10th exams. So he gave, the ACT exam and the other exams. He did well. The parents could not afford the fees, but he said, I will prepare. And on merit, on scholarship, he got through Yale NUS University, Singapore. That was the branch that was open then. This year it got closed. But Yale NUS is a university in the US. And he got through Singapore. He saved around 2 crore rupees through scholarship. And there was a bond of 3 years which he had to sign that after graduating from that university, he will work for 3 years in Singapore. Right? And the situation is so nice that in terms of financial literacy, the father and the son and the immediate relatives like Dadi and the Chacha, and so they talk about that this is what we can afford, this is what we can't afford, and we're so proud of you, you did everything on your own, नहीं तो कहाँ से इतना पैसा आता, लेकिन बहुत खुशी है. And result क्या है, that बच्चा, he is so sensitive, he understands, he says, I want to do something for my family and parents, and मुझे जो upbringing मुझे यहाँ पर अपने घर में मिली है, because that boy was talking to me, he is now 24 years old, he went when he was 18, and you know what he said? He said, जब मेरे बच्चे होंगे मैं उनको इंडिया भेजूँगा अपनी मम्मी पापा के पास, मैं सिंगापुर में विदेश में उनको नहीं पाल पाऊँगा मैं, और मैं धीरे धीरे खुद कोशिश करूँगा कि मैं इंडिया यहाँ पर आ जाऊँ मैं. क्यों? मैंने पूछा क्यों? क्योंकि I feel that sense of responsibility towards my family. मैंने पूछा क्यों? मैंने कहा तुम्हारा तो सब सेट हो गया है, तुम्हें कुछ सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं. He said, सर क्यों नहीं सोचना है मुझे, वो मेरी फैमिली है, सब कुछ मेरी फैमिली ने किया है. मैं घर का बड़ा हूँ, मुझको अपने घर के लिए करना है. So I'll come back to India and do something there, and I have to look after my family, etc. ये जो maturity है, ये जो sense of understanding है, वो लड़का 30 लाख रुपए सालाना अभी कमा रहा है वो सिंगापुर में, और धीरे धीरे जैसे प्रोग्रेस होगी लाइफ, ही विल अर्न मोर. बट दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग वो कैसा है जब फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी की बातें और जो सच बातें होती है ना, वो एक दूसरे को छूती हैं. सेंसिटिव प्यार भी है, मोहब्बत भी है. तो इन सब बातों से घबराना नहीं है, इन सब बातों को लेकर शर्म नहीं करनी है. लेकिन जब खुल के बात करते हैं तो बच्चों के अंदर भी गंभीरता, दे आर एबल टू डेवलप दैट डेप्थ ऑफ लाइफ, दे आर एबल टू डेवलप मैच्योरिटी इन लाइफ. यस और नो? टेल मी, यस और नो? हाँ, तो इसके बारे में सोचना शुरू करेंगे. तो स्टूडेंट्स, आई वुड लाइक यू टू राइट डाउन एनी वन बिलीफ दैट इज ब्लॉकिंग योर करियर डेवलपमेंट और इट इज सपोर्टिंग योर करियर डेवलपमेंट. पेरेंट्स, आप भी ऐसे सोच सकते हैं कि कौन सी ऐसी मान्यता है, धारणा है जिसके कारण से मुझे लगता है कि मैं अपने बच्चों का करियर रोक देंगे या उसमें डेवलपमेंट नहीं होगा, या जिससे कि उनका फ़ायदा होगा. तो इस बात पे मैं चाहूँगा कि आप लोग जब घर पे जाएं, आप लोग चर्चा करें. तमाम बातें जो हमने अभी आज के इस सेशन में करे हैं उसके बारे में हम लोग चर्चा करें. सो प्रॉस्पेरिटी डज नॉट कम फ्रॉम बीइंग द बेस्ट, but from doing one's best. Prosperity, हाँ, खुशहाली, जीवन में खुशहाली. मैं एक सज्जन को जानता हूँ जिनके पास एसेट्स हैं वर्थ 1000 करोड़ रुपीस, केवल एसेट उनके. हाँ, वो हमारे पास, आई वर्क एज एन इमोशनल हीलर ऑल्सो, वो हमारे पास आए और बहुत दुखी परेशान. बेटा उनकी सुनता नहीं है, ये गाड़ी उठा के वहाँ चले गए. Prosperity. Does prosperity come from financial, that wealth? Does prosperity come from making a certain amount of property? हाँ? तो जीवन के कई आयाम हैं. There are many dimensions of life. For example, your health, your profession, your personal life, financial भी होता है. लेकिन ये सारी चीज़ें भी होती हैं, स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ होता है जिसमें एक होलिस्टिक फीलिंग आती है. उस होलिस्टिक फीलिंग में फीलिंग ऑफ fulfillment. Whatever I'm doing it by choice. How do I live my life? I live my life by choice or I live my life by chance? By choice. And this is where I need to reach to. This is what I need to inculcate within my own life. There is a very short presentation for the parents. Ma'am, can I show that? आपके कोई सवाल हो, मन में कोई जिज्ञासा हो, please feel free and put it forth over here. The school works tirelessly to address unaddressed concerns, to talk about views where people feel very uncomfortable. And when we enter the realm of the uncomfortable, that is where prosperity, growth begins. The role of parents, now I'll talk about this to parents. There is something called as the social career development, जो कि बच्चों का घर से शुरू हो जाता है. As parents, हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? As parents, मैं आपको कुछ 4-5 टिप्स देना चाहूँगा जिसमें आप जब बच्चों से बात करें तो आप उनसे अलग अलग प्रोफेशंस के बारे में बात करें. आप उनसे पूछें, बेटा आप मुझे अलग अलग कौन से न्यू एज करियर्स कौन से हैं, आप हमको बताइए. या स्टूडेंट्स कैन आस्क दैट हाउ डिड यू बिकम यू. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव एन अंकल हु इज़ लेट्स से अ जोग्राफर. यहाँ पर जियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया का इंस्टीट्यूट है अलीगंज लखनऊ में. हाँ, तो उनसे पूछा कि घर में अंकल आए जो कि जोग्राफर हैं, तो कहा बेटा अंकल से मिलो. अंकल नमस्ते, पैर छुआ, और बेटा हाउ आर यू डूइंग. अंकल ठीक है, अच्छा शाबाश, बात ख़त्म. नॉर्मली क्या होता है बताइए. हाँ, पर बेटा तो आपका बड़ा हो गया है, अब वो 15 साल का हो गया है, तो बेटा अब क्या बात करेगा. अंकल मुझे मालूम चला है कि आप जोग्राफर हैं एंड आई एम रियली क्यूरियस टू नो कि आप एक जोग्राफर कैसे बने. आप ऐसे कॉन्वर्जेशन को इनकरेज करेंगे कि डिस्करेज करेंगे, बताइए. हाँ, तो एज पेरेंट्स स्टार्ट इंट्रोड्यूसिंग योर चाइल्ड टू योर रिलेटिव्स हु एंड एवरीवन इज इन अ सर्टेन प्रोफेशन. तो कोई हो सकता है लॉयर हो, कोई हो सकता है प्रोफेसर हो, कोई हो सकता है कि चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हो, कोई फाइनेंशियल एनालिस्ट हो, कोई हो सकता है कि सिविल सर्विसेज में हो. और उसके लिए तो अंकल हाउ डिड यू बिकम दिस, what was the entrance exam you did, what is the minimum qualification needed to reach that career. So don't you think if you have the first hand experience coming directly from the person who is living that profession would add value? Tell me, yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So this is one tip that parents can start doing for their children. And this is sort of a mini interview that you can do. And then what will happen? The uncle say, "अरे राजेश, तुम्हारा बच्चा तो काफ़ी बड़ा हो गया, बड़ा समझदार हो गया है." Huh? So that big talk, moving out from that shyness, अब क्या बात करेंगे, बहुत कुछ बात कर सकते हैं हम. And this is sort of flapping your wings of intelligence, your wings of conversation. एंड इसमें आप बहुत सी चीज़ें भी सीखते हैं. यू लर्न सोशल स्किल्स, यू लर्न कम्युनिकेशन, यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड टेम्परामेंट. अंकल बताने में इंटरेस्टेड है कि नहीं है. तो नहीं इंटरेस्टेड है तो फिर हमने, मम्मी वो इंटरेस्टेड नहीं लग रहे थे तो हमने नहीं पूछा. बेटा तुम तो पीछे ही पड़ गए अंकल के. Are you understanding? So these are certain skills also that you would learn when you start engaging in these conversations. So this is very healthy. Yeah. So you see in this photograph it says no swimming and no diving, which is like a conditional label put over there. So who is more important, the parent or the child, in terms of when they have to make a career choice? That if I am saying outright that this is not a good career, जैसे basket 1 chocolate made in Lucknow, basket 2 chocolate made in Lucknow plus all the chocolates around the world. लेकिन मेरे बच्चे ने चॉकलेट का सिलेक्शन शुरू भी नहीं किया, इंग्रेडिएंट्स भी नहीं पढ़े, मतलब करियर के बारे में खोजना भी शुरू नहीं किया, और पहले ही मैंने बोल दिया कि बेटा ये करियर खराब होते हैं, ये करियर अच्छे होते हैं. So it is very important to empower your child. How does empowerment come? When I allow my child to make decisions. When I ask them, बेटा आप खोज के हमको बताओ क्या सही है. Even if you know it. Even if I know it, I tell my child to find out details and then share with me. And then let's discuss as a family. रातों खाने के बाद 10 मिनट मम्मी पापा हम तीनों बैठेंगे. We will discuss, talk about it. How does that sound? How does it sound? And that is how you should do it. और एक दिन में नहीं होगा. But the thought process, instigating the thought process begins. तो उस दिन 10 मिनट बात करी आपने, फिर उसके बाद अच्छा गुड नाइट टाइम हो गया, कल स्कूल जाना है, फिर बाद में बात करेंगे, फिर हम लोग बैठेंगे. एंड देन पापा विल शेयर वन आइडिया विद यू, मे बी मम्मी विल शेयर वन आइडिया विद यू. सो दीज आर सम स्टेटमेंट्स जो कि स्टेटमेंट्स है स्टूडेंट्स के, एंड दीज आर एक्चुअल स्टेटमेंट्स जो कि हमने डॉक्यूमेंट करे हैं. माई डैड वॉन्ट्स मी टू बिकम अ सिविल इंजीनियर, सो दिस इज माई ड्रीम. इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द फादर, पापा से बहुत प्यार है, पापा यही चाहते हैं मुझे बनने के लिए, तो मुझे इंजीनियर ही बनना है. पर आप क्या चाहते हो? आर यू रियली मेड फॉर दैट, फिट फॉर दैट? मुझे नहीं मालूम, पापा ये चाहते हैं तो मैं यही करूँगा. I like fashion designing, but my parents won't allow me. 14 years girl is saying this. I must take up science. This is what you study if you are intelligent. Then I must try to become a doctor and engineer and bring honor to my family. हाँ, एक 16 साल की लड़की ये बात कह रही है. तो और कुछ एग्जाम्पल पेरेंट्स के. Our concern is financial security. From my knowledge, I think some careers guarantee a good and a secure future life. तो यही करियर आपको सिलेक्ट करना है. एक फादर ने बात कही. मदर ने कहा, what about marriage? Good offers may not come if my daughter does fashion designing. So when you are talking and discussing, we'll have to come beyond all these belief systems. Career learning environment, child's interest and aptitudes, trends in the world of work. अभी न्यू एज करियर्स की बात करें, I see so many children making their own YouTube channel, having their own Instagram pages, and putting up something there. Not bad, but then it's very important to be mindful. I remember this one boy who started at the age of when he was in class 11th, he started something called as Kudrat. And what they were doing was, he was making these cards, he was making cards and name tags and bookmarks he was making. He was designing it and he was getting it printed and then he was selling it. So when he was doing this entire exercise, he was noting down the cost price, profit margin, selling price. And he was selling it for 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees. But in the whole process, he learned what is the width of the paper, GSM. तो 50 GSM का पेपर, 70 GSM का पेपर, 80 GSM का पेपर, ग्लॉसी फोटो, मैट फोटो, उसकी प्रिंटिंग कॉस्ट ये होगी. सो द पेरेंट्स इनकरेज्ड, द पेरेंट्स डिड नॉट डिस्करेज. कहा आप क्या कर रहे हैं शर्मा जी, आप क्या कर रहे हैं, बच्चे को अभी ये सब 50-60 रुपए का सामान बेचना शुरू कर दिया आपने. तो फादर ने उसको ऑफेंस नहीं लिया. फादर ने कहा नहीं, अब वो बेच नहीं रहा है सामान, वो उसको लग रहा है वो बेच रहा है, लेकिन वो सीख रहा है, तो उसने अपने प्रोजेक्ट का नाम कुदरत रखा. सो इफ माई चाइल्ड इज डूइंग समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट, bringing that understanding is also good, because that initiates a certain kind of a learning project. Career development material at home, employment news, इस तरह की चीज़ें होती हैं. Talk about trends in the young person's life. तो that makes it very very important. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था कि general talk की जगह, if my conversations could be more futuristic, that would really help a lot. And sharing of your own personal experience with your children. It could be about finance, it could be about handling people, It could be about what happens in Nagar Nigam, house tax देना होता है, water tax देना होता है, electricity bill है. Rather than say तुम पढ़ाई करो, ये सब मम्मी पापा देख रहे हैं. But these are the real things that if my child is aware of, he would be learning whether he would be interested in that or he's not interested. Is he good enough to do it or not good enough to do it? Children, what do you think? If you get an opportunity and exposure to do these things, that would disrupt your education or that will enhance your education? Tell me. Enhance. Water tax, house tax, electricity bill. Nagar Nigam जा रहे, municipality जा रहे, writing an application letter. So, all these things. So, work experience creation. मैं बोलूँगा पेरेंट्स ये करना शुरू करिए. जॉब शैडोइंग का मतलब होता है जहाँ पर उस काम को करने के लिए क्या टास्क होते हैं, क्या जिम्मेदारियाँ होती हैं. बिकॉज जो एक्टिविटी है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल जब बच्चों को सिलेक्ट करना होता है अपना करियर, तो पूछते हैं आप क्या बनोगे लाइफ में, और कहा कि मुझको एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियर बनना है. एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियर को काम क्या करना होता है, एक्टिविटी मालूम है, टास्क मालूम है. मुझको ना क्या कहते हैं, बाहर घूमना मुझे बहुत अच्छा, फील्ड वर्क मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. अच्छा, लेकिन सुबह 9 बजे से शाम के 5 बजे आप बाहर रोज़ काम करना चाहोगे? नहीं, रोज़ तो नहीं काम करना चाहेंगे. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So maybe some professions, they look very interesting. जैसे सुनने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है aeronautical engineer. But do I really know the kind of environment I'll have to work in? I'll have to work with machines. I'll have to be with non-living objects. Is that my personality? If yes, I'll have to be in a lot of research. Then probably go ahead. So job shadowing ये भी करना बहुत अच्छा होता है. किस तरह का काम उसमें करना होता है. आपके मन में कोई सवाल है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. और एक फैमिली इन्वायरमेंट हमारा अच्छा बनता है जो कि वेल बैलेंस्ड होता है. डिस्कशन ऑन डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट्स होते हैं. आज खाने में क्या बना है, कल क्या बनेगा, सफाई हो गई, कपड़े प्रेस होकर आ गए, अब घर बंद कर लो, सोने का टाइम हो गया है, सुबह गाड़ी में पेट्रोल है कि नहीं है. रूटीन कॉन्वर्जेशन से उठकर हमको कुछ अलग तरह की कॉन्वर्जेशंस घर में करनी होंगी. और जब मौसी आती हैं या मामा आते हैं, बुआ आती हैं, तो किस तरह की बातें होंगी किस तरह की बातें होंगी, और मैच्योर बातें होंगी. क्योंकि गॉन आर द डेज व्हेन यू वर अ बेबी, व्हेन यू वर अ चाइल्ड. अभी आप क्या बनते जा रही हो, यू गेटिंग क्लोजर टुवर्ड्स अडल्टहुड. 18. भारत में लीगल एज क्या दिया हुआ है अडल्टहुड को, बताइए. 18. व्हाट इज योर एज एज ऑफ नाउ? 15, 16. So you're coming close to 18. और पेरेंट्स से पूछिए, जब उनको मालूम चलता है कि उनके बच्चे को एक वोटिंग का अधिकार मिल गया है, 18 है और लीगल स्टेटस मिल गया है, तो मम्मी पापा से पूछिए उनकी खुशी का क्या नज़ारा होता है. हाँ, माई चाइल्ड इज बिकम लाइक, अभी बड़ा हो गया है. सो नाउ दैट बिकॉज यू आर कमिंग क्लोजर टूवर्ड्स दैट एज, योर कॉन्वर्जेशंस you could sort of think and explore कि किस तरह के conversations चाहिए हमको, and that really builds a well-balanced personality. So parents' wisdom, knowledge, plus the child's desires, wishes and capacities is a healthy career development. मैंने देखा एक CA को, और शादी के बाद वो CA practice नहीं करते हैं. मैंने देखा एक इंजीनियर को जो कि 8 साल काम करने के बाद उस फील्ड में काम ही नहीं करना चाहते हैं. मैंने देखा एक आर्मी ऑफिसर को जो कि वॉलंटरी सर्विस रिटायरमेंट लेना चाहते हैं, एंड ही केम टू मी फॉर मिड करियर काउंसलिंग. मिड करियर काउंसलिंग भी होती है जब आप 30-35 की उम्र के होते हैं. तो ऐसा क्यों? मैंने देखा एक बिजनेसमैन को जो कि खुश नहीं है अपने बिजनेस में. उसको बहुत पढ़ाया लिखाया, बैंगलोर में इन्फोसिस कंपनी में वो नौकरी कर रहा था, और फादर ने कहा तुम आकर ज्वेलरी बिजनेस हमारा संभालो. कंप्यूटर साइंस, कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशंस, वो पूरा स्ट्रीम उसका चेंज हो गया. कहा जो करना है कर लो, उसको 1-2 साल नौकरी भी कर ले. और वो कहा कि नहीं तुम्हारा ज्वेलरी बिजनेस कौन संभालेगा. एंड ही इज़ बैक वो आ गया है लेकिन उसका मन ही नहीं लग रहा ज्वेलरी बिजनेस में। तो पूछा क्या कर रहे हो, क्या करें भाई, दुकान जाते हैं आ जाते हैं, दुकान जाते हैं आ जाते हैं। लेकिन ज्वेलरी बिजनेस छोटा मोटा नहीं, बड़ा बिजनेस है। तभी फादर ने उसको बुलाया वापस, बट द सन इज नॉट हैप्पी। प्रॉब्लम कहाँ थी? प्रॉब्लम कहाँ थी? डिस्कशन ही नहीं हुआ था, पेरेंट्स विजडम नॉलेज शेयरिंग तो हुआ ही नहीं ना। कहा कि अरे पैसा हमारे पास, कॉफी जो करना है करे अपना, हम साथ में हैं। और जब कर लिया जो करना था, आप कहते हैं वो मत करो, जो मैं चाह रहा हूँ वो करो। हेल्दी करियर डेवलपमेंट हुआ? Did the healthy career development happen? No, it did not happen. So therefore it is a mix of both the things. And with that I come to the end of this another presentation. अगर कोई सवाल आपके हैं तो मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं। I have a lot of things in my bag. मैं एक एक करके सब निकाल सकता हूँ मैं। I have another set of presentation for my dear students here, which talks about potentials. It is a concept by the Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. And जो potential की हमने बात करी थी, potentials are of many kinds. और वो कौन से potential हैं, उसका percentage क्या है, उस potential से कौन से careers linked हैं, that's a whole understanding behind that. Now it is almost 10:10 and I will ask Principal Ma'am that what should I do? Is there anything else that you would like me to talk about at the moment?
Parents, just one question. How many of you want to know more about careers and your children want to know more about it? Today he's just given you the background of something. Maybe at a later stage you can tell them more about the different professions, different careers,
Right, ma'am.
coming to the financial aspect as well.
I can
Is that
show them
possible?
very quickly. There is a careers dictionary in my
So,
folder.
just
एक बार जल्दी से दिखा देंगे?
one bit. So how many of you want to do that? See, we've got about 240 students in grade 10, but we have not called everybody for this session. He had said just call 30, but we thought that we should, because in the school we have a lot many children who are doing brilliantly well. We are worried about their career because we are seeing that children are making wrong choices and they're not happy afterwards. So as a school, because it's difficult to find a solution to this, that's why we chose these 60 students. We cannot afford to call everyone because we felt that this is probably a group where parents are more involved with children. You are more conscious of what your child is doing. Their result speaks of that. I am not talking of the marks that they have. I am also talking of the behavior that they have in class. That speaks a lot about the families. So we thought that we could probably speak to you about it. That's why we chose this group. But taking this forward is something for which we will need your opinion. It's very essential because there's no point calling someone to say something and waste time. So how many of you would want to know more about careers? How many of you think that your child needs to know a little more, even if you have decided that the child wants to take commerce or science or whatever? How many of you are there? Only then we will be able to organize the next session, right? Okay, quite. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, as a parent, we are also very much confused. They get influenced by the relatives or friends, or they get a talk with anybody. They are get influenced. ये profession is very nice. So we are also as a parents very much confused which stream is good for our child. And they are quite mature to understand each and everything. We can talk about finance, about what is the financial states of and each and everything they can understand. So we are also confused as a parents and they are also confused. So I am willingly
Yes.
So there's a careers dictionary that will be flashed on the screen right now. That career dictionary has names of certain careers with definitions written in it. And they are categorized according to potentials. So for example, somebody is good with languages, has this flair to write well, to speak well, to articulate, and to have a communication that is attractive. So linguistic potential, right? And what are the careers linked with it? Can you tell me? people who can speak well, who can convince people, who can train, who can teach. What would be the careers linked with this potential? Tell me. Journalism, teaching, professor, counselor, a career counselor, yeah, a psychologist, even lawyers who are involved in litigation, who have to speak, you know. There is something called as, apart from this careers dictionary that you'll see here on the screen, let us scroll down. I have an Excel sheet that has more than 1,000 careers written with definitions. And my proposal to the student community would be that be aware of your choices. Be aware of your choices before you decide what you want to do. Let not come to a situation in life and say, oh, अगर मुझे ये पहले मालूम होता तो मैं ये कर लेता, मुझे कोई बताने वाला नहीं था. Lots of parents have this thing, हमारे टाइम पे तो कुछ नहीं होता था. You know, things like that. So therefore, yeah. Now you see linguistic potential. One could be an anthropologist. How many people knew about that? You could be an archaeologist. You could be a company secretary. You could be an editor, historian, librarian, medical technologist who deals in health information. So, अगर हमें बोलने की कला हमारे अंदर है, लिखने की कला हमारे अंदर है, और एक होता है print media, एक होता है electronic media, तो accordingly, you know, one can select and they can do well. But when I talk about selection of careers, it is also based on your level of accomplishment. What do I mean by level of accomplishment? Students and parents. शाबाशी घर में मिला, बेटा जैसे बहुत अच्छा तुमने बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाया. मम्मी पापा ने कहा बेटा तुमने खाना बहुत अच्छा बनाया. और लेकिन जब रिश्तेदार आए कहा ये कमी है वो कमी है. तो लेवल ऑफ अकम्पलिशमेंट कहाँ तक सीमित रहा? फैमिली तक. रिश्तेदारों ने खाना, अरे खाना अच्छा बनाया, बच्चे ने खाना अच्छा बनाया. अब फिर उसके बाद स्कूल में कंपटीशन हुआ, कुकिंग कंपटीशन, वहाँ पर हमको प्राइज़ मिला. फिर वो स्टेट लेवल पे हमको प्राइज़ मिला, नेशनल लेवल पे हमको मिला, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे हमको मिला. ये होते हैं लेवल्स ऑफ अकम्पलिशमेंट. कहते हैं सी ग्रेड, बी ग्रेड, ए ग्रेड. हर प्रोफेशन में, इफ़ यू गो आउट इन द वर्ल्ड, यू विल सी फॉर एवरी प्रोफेशन देयर इज अ ग्रेड सी existing, grade B existing, and a grade A existing. Quality is the range of quality is there, and the range of pricing is also there. एक प्लास्टिक की बाल्टी शनिचर के बाजार में कितने रुपए की मिलेगी? प्रैक्टिकल, लेट्स कम टू द आउटराइट प्रैक्टिकल. एक प्लास्टिक की बाल्टी जो सड़क पे बाजार लगते हैं वहाँ 10 रुपए की. और वही बाल्टी आप एक शोरूम में जाकर लीजिए, हैप्पी होम में, महानगर में हैप्पी होम एक स्टोर है, वो कितने की मिलेगी? कितने की मिलेगी? 250 से 500 के बीच में. फर्क कुछ है दोनों में? फर्क कुछ है दोनों में? कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं कोई फर्क नहीं है फर्क है. क्वालिटी में बहुत फर्क है, क्वालिटी में बहुत फर्क है. और जो लोग जा रहे हैं वो शोरूम से खरीदने के लिए, उनको एक सर्टेन एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए, उनको कन्वीनियंस चाहिए, उनको क्वालिटी चाहिए कि दोबारा कुछ अगर प्रॉब्लम हो तो वो लोग उसकी जिम्मेदारी भी लें. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो सारे करियर्स होते हैं हमारे, उसी तरह से ग्रेड्स रहते हैं. अगर हम अच्छा करेंगे यू विल अर्न वेल, अगर आप अच्छा नहीं करोगे यू विल नॉट अर्न सो वेल. But that does not mean that you're not made for that career. But you will have to work hard. लेकिन work hard का मतलब क्या हुआ? आपने थोड़ी मेहनत करी और ज़्यादा रिजल्ट मिला. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने वो करियर सिलेक्ट किया है जिसके लिए आप बने हो, जिसमें नेचुरली आप अच्छा करोगे. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? तो इसी तरह से इसमें this is another concept. उसमें अकाउंटेंट है, एस्ट्रोनॉमर है, बायोलॉजिस्ट है, बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियर है. PCB लेकर क्या क्या मेरे पास ऑप्शंस हैं, PCM लेकर मेरे पास कितने ऑप्शंस हैं. इन द फील्ड ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग यू हैव मोर देन 22 स्पेशलाइजेशंस, मोर देन 22 स्पेशलाइजेशंस. मुझे किस चीज़ में स्पेशलाइज करना है और क्यों, और क्या मुझे वो रेंज मुझको मालूम है. मैंने फॉर्म भरवाए स्टूडेंट से, तो लोगों ने केवल इंजीनियर लिखा है, लेकिन कौन सा इंजीनियर बनना है? अब आई एम नॉट श्योर, एंड यू नो that's totally fine. I'll just wrap it up now, नहीं तो टाइम ज़्यादा लगेगा. करियर साइकोलॉजी कहती है कि 15 साल की उम्र तक बच्चे को मैक्सिमम एक्सपोजर आप दीजिए. ऑन एन एवरेज 15 साल की उम्र तक बच्चों का आइडेंटिटी फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है. लेकिन अगर उनको एक्सपोजर अच्छा नहीं मिला तो वो शरीर की उम्र भले 15 साल हो गई हो, लेकिन मेच्योरिटी की उम्र वो 15 साल की नहीं होती है. तो हो सकता है 18, 20, 22, 25 वर्ष में, 25 वर्ष की शरीर की आयु में वो 15 साल की जो एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव एक्सपोजर की बुद्धि चाहिए होती है वो हो. ऐसा भी होता है रियल लाइफ में. बट एक अच्छे स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं, if you study in a good school and the children are given good exposure, so by the time you're 15 years of age, you have maintained an identity. You have an identity formation about who I am. What do I like? What I don't like? And so I can say, hey, don't talk to me like that. Yeah? Because you know, there are lots of sensitive issues related to religion, related to politics, related to gender, and people can talk about that with confidence because एक आइडेंटिटी फॉर्मेशन हो गया है. तो ये सब एस्पेक्ट्स भी होते हैं. और आप देखेंगे तो एक पूरी करियर्स डिक्शनरी और तमाम ऐसी चीज़ें भी इसका एक पूरा पार्ट होता है. So on that note, I wish the students all the best for your future. I had a great time interacting with all of you. और पेरेंट्स के साथ यही शुभकामना रखता हूँ कि आप लोग कुछ समय निकालकर अपने बच्चों के साथ इस तरह की बिग कॉन्वर्जेशंस करेंगे. अपने रिश्तेदारों के साथ फ्रेंड सर्कल में अपने बच्चों को एक जैसे बच्चा बड़ा हो गया है उस तरह से उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे, उसको आगे रखेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच.
So I think career choices potentially is an important factor and we should consider about it. And rather it's very important.
So you mean to say how to assess that potential?
Of course, ma'am. Because there's a point of confusion all over. We have discussed very widely, but this point needs some more.
So ma'am, ideally there's a workshop actually.
मैम मैं ये चाहती हूँ कि बच्चे जो इंजीनियर बनना चाहते हैं या मेडिकल लाइन में जाना चाहते हैं तो उसके बारे में उन्हें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जानकारी हो कि जैसे जो बच्चा इंजीनियर बनना चाहता है तो वो कौन सा इंजीनियर बने, उसकी क्या पोटेंशियल है उस चीज़ करने में, ये बच्चा मतलब इस चीज़ से अवेयर हो.
Ma'am, I just want that there should be some feedback form after this seminar, so that we can able to analyze what the children has grasped from this seminar, so that we can relate with that.
Yeah, sure.
And
We'll
discuss.
send a link.
Yes.
Okay, we'll send a link.
One feedback for students, not for me.
Yeah.
Not
Sure.
for parents.
And what do they want
So,
to know? Which-
I wanted to know more of the career opportunities, that complete list that
Okay.
you were showing.
All right. So associated with career opportunities, what do you want to know? You only want to know the careers, or you want to have some more related information?
Both.
Related information about what, beta?
What are the qualifications required? What hardships do you have to go through? What will be the like after you get the job? What will be the things that you will have to go through? How easy it will be? What do you have to live far from your family, close to your family? What will be the financial dips, etc.?
It pleases so much, to hear that at least from students. Yes. Anybody? Yes.
And just one question regarding specific careers. When we talk about apart from engineering or medical, how much effort would be required to come to a rewarding kind of how many years of effort you have to put into that, and how much career-wise it would be rewarding? That is something I personally would like to see in the next workshop.
Absolutely, and it varies from profession to profession.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what I was trying to say.
And that's such a valid thing. People just choose, बच्चा नीट लिखेगा, वो बच्चा 3 साल 4 साल struggle कर रहा है to become a doctor, and we don't realize that a doctor, what you see when you look at a successful doctor, that doctor has actually spent 10 years, at least 10 years to reach that, not that stage, to become a doctor and to earn that reputation, another 10 years and another 10 years of study as well. So is the child willing to do that or not? That is also something. Otherwise, तो कितने सारे डॉक्टर्स हैं जो अपने घर के बाहर बोर्ड लगा के बैठे हैं. So what do you want for the child? Yes.
Yes, only not this, ma'am, not the aptitude or attitude of the students. So many things are going in their mind.
Yes.
And the thing is, what is the future aspects in opportunities also? And not only need a doctor is a very small word we can say, but it's very elaborated. And that also should be cleared in their mind. Ki, what should we go for? Because not only the doctor, so many things are there. They are orthopedic and cardiologist, and so many things are elaborated. And engineering also, they are confused. And what is the future engineering? There is artificial intelligence, there is robotics, and so many things are there. And what is the job opportunities? Because so many, we can say, things are going on in the market, but people are cracking so many things, but they are unemployed.
True.
So
Employability is
we have to work on that also. Not only the aptitude or the attitude of the minds. So many minds are here. We have to understand that also, what is going in their mind. But to guide them correct, that should be there. Because not only creating engineers or doctors, we should create a successful engineer because they should get a job also.
Yes.
That is a proper way we should guide them.
Thank you so much for saying that. There is a skill set desired for every job. And people who have that skill set and have certain qualities in them, there is never a dearth of jobs for them.
Not only jobs.
That skill set is very essential to become, to have that excellence, reach that level of excellence, which is actually essential even for your personal self-esteem and personal happiness.
If we
talk about
talk
that.
personally or in the groups, small groups of the student, we can get a good idea from there also.
So
We can create an entrepreneur from them.
Absolutely. And so we see these questions that are coming majorly are a progression towards step 2. So today we did step 1, understanding the self. Step 2, which was understanding the world of work, would entail the students' concerns, the parents' concerns about the scope of a certain career, the entrance exam, the courses, the universities, the salary remuneration, amount of money that you can earn, the number of years to be put in to reach that career. All that will be discussed under step 2, understanding the world of work.
Okay. So thank you so much for your presence and for sparing your time. Thank you.